But what I didn't know exactly is how to capture that moisture from the air or easily convert it to fresh, clean, drinkable water. So I called my friend Jason Mitchell, who was working for an air conditioning company. I told him what it was that I was trying to accomplish. I shared the humiliating circumstances behind why this was so important to me and asked him if he would help me draft the blueprints for this simple water generator. Fortunately, Jason is a pretty good guy and a family man himself, and as an engineer, he's also the kind of person who loves a hard problem to solve. So every day after work, Jason and I got together and worked on this project. We both knew that whatever we came up with had to be incredibly cheap to construct. Also, I was adamant that our system needs to be very easy to build, so that if God forbid something was to happen to me, my wife or 12-year-old son Jeremy could make one without any problem whatsoever. The first prototypes we made were either too expensive or too complicated. We had some heated arguments, mainly because of me being really stubborn. I needed the device to be cheap and simple. But finally, after more than 2 months and more than 7 discarded variations, we finally came up with a prototype that seemed to be what we were looking for. The design was brilliant. We managed to build it for around $200 worth of materials from Home Depot. However, I'm sure we could have found the parts at a junkyard for free if we weren't in a rush. But the most important thing is it was incredibly simple to put together. You simply had to place the components in the correct position, and because of the ingenious way the device was designed, it gave us up to 30 gallons of the purest water per day, plus the quality of this water is far better than drinking regulations, and it costs less to make than keeping your TV powered. But that got me thinking, why pay any money for water at all? Why not go off-grid? So I turned again to Jason for help. We went back to work, and a month later, we'd solved it. Jason created a pro-grade, portable, off-grid power source for my self-contained home oasis. It was perfect. I mean, for just a few extra bucks, my little home water plant was running on 100% green electricity. Even more, the system was actually incredibly easy to use, even if you're terrible at building stuff and have trouble plugging in a DVD player to your TV. The next step was to test it out and see if it really worked as well as we thought it would. So we started the device, and I stood watching in complete amazement. The system immediately went to work, sucking moisture from the air with lightning speed, and because of the brilliant design Jason had come up with, it was providing a steady, robust supply of fresh, pure water on demand. I could hardly contain my excitement of what we had accomplished, of not having all the healthy, pure water we could drink, but also the water insurance that this would give us should disaster hit. In truth, I almost couldn't believe how simple all of this was. It ran perfectly. Me and my family